What's up, gang? Welcome to Small Cap Recap. Trader Bryce here. It is Friday, August 12th. Not a ton of action that I personally love. Oh man, I was wrong. It's backwards. That one hair was sticking out. I could see it. Not a lot of action that I really love today. I did kind of botch one trade, but before we get into trades, I know I did a magic trick last time. What I'm going to do today is my Rubik's Cube. So I'm going to just keep scrambling this up. In fact, I'm even going to adjust the camera really quick because I know how bad you guys want to see. Honestly, you know what's funny though? So let me hold on. Let me how do I do this? There we go. Oh, like this. Okay. I actually think, so I love puzzles. I like all that stuff, and I think that has a lot to do because a lot of this is like very algorithmic based. Rubik's Cube, like, and don't get me wrong, it's just memorization at this point, but I think it has a lot to do with my liking stocks because it's very pattern related, right? And it's very similar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my timer out of my phone. I'm going to time it real quick. It's been a while. And we're gonna time it and see how fast I can do my Rubik's Cube, and then we'll get into the recap. Stopwatch here. All right. I did just randomly scramble this, I promise. I used to competitively solve this stuff. I'm not just like remembering, what does what here, or where I put everything. But all right. So I'm going to analyze it real quick. And I think just like that, I think we are about ready here. It is missing one of this tile here, but it's whatever. I know what it is. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Oops. Oh, where'd the balloon go? Oh, this is gonna suck. And 38.92 seconds, not too bad. Back in the day, I used to be able to get these solved in about, how do I readjust this here? I used to be able to get these solved in like, 17 seconds. It was crazy. That was my fastest time. Now you guys can hardly see my face. There we go. Anyways, I know that's 2 minutes of an intro now. Let's get into the charts. I don't want to waste any more of your time here. So let's see. Switch over to the desktop and move this time. So LRMR was my botched trade of the day. So unfortunately, I launched 10,000 shares here at 257, and I was like, no, it's going to the moon. It didn't go to the moon. I sold 1,000 shares at 291, and then rode the rest down to break even. Actually, I lost like $500 on it. Sold on this break right here under 256, and it sucked. It was like whatever. I did try it one more time in this consolidation and took a small loss on it as well. I liked how it was consolidating your view up. I just really liked this gap up this morning and how it was holding all those levels. In fact, I'm still going to keep this on watch going into next week. But we'll see. There was no crazy news. Plans to resolve clinical hold on lead asset. I mean, that was basically it. Really nothing too crazy there. Now, CSSE I went over, a few days ago, and nothing happened there, which kind of sucked. It did gap up. It just completely dumped. So that was unfortunate. I like this consolidation action on it today, but at this point, I'm not really a huge fan of how much it's dipped. But this consolidation is interesting nonetheless. ALLG, very, very interesting. In fact, I have a small position right here. As you can see, the market isn't actually closed yet. I have a small position here from like 508, but it's not really doing anything, so I'm probably just going to sell. I'm not swinging this. But I do like this look. It had this like nasty breakdown, and now we're just consolidating over this consolidation level using here as resistance right now, so I'd love to see a breakthrough there. NVTA, very disappointed with that today. I got long here at 582 in one of these areas. I believe it was right here, just right off of this bounce. We had this perk, and I got long here. And unfortunately, once we broke out over this resistance level and then failed once again, I was like, all right, I'm out of it. So I cut that for like a 10-cent win. VRAX, I want to buy this right now. It's a very interesting perk that we're seeing here, but doubtful anything comes out of it. There's only 30 minutes left in the day, and that would be a wild first green day to end the day there. This has just been getting crushed over the past like 2 weeks, whatever it's been. So I am still eyeing this for a first green day now. You know, it's literally down from 28. It had one bounce, but nothing that I really care about there. Let's see here. IMV was a very interesting intraday chart. So let me put up VWAP on this. And let's do like a 2-day. Give me just a second. So this was just a gnarly spike on like no volume, and I was so badly just wanting to chase it up here, but I was like, that's really stupid. And what do you know? It got crushed, pump and dump, just halted down. So I didn't even try to touch it. But this, you know, given all this, if it can, you know, pop back up and close up near like 85 cents, or even open up next week up near 90, that has some, you know, day 2 potential there for sure. Now let's go over to RANI. This is a very interesting daily chart. It's on the top percent gain scans, but super low volume today. Traded a total of 843,000 shares. Very low volume. Very, very low volume as a matter of fact. But it's one that it kind of has that exhaustion look to it. It's been a former runner before. It was one of those IPOs that just kind of ran and didn't do a whole lot of anything after that. So I'm definitely curious to see if we break out over the 13 level, if this can turn into a multi-day run, but I have a hard time believing it'll be a good day trade. What do I know though? Nothing is the answer. But I do like this action here, you know, up near 12 for a potential multi-day watch. CFNR, very interesting intraday chart as well. It's one of these holdings company, not micro float, but extremely low float. Has never had any kind of run before. It was an IPO and it's done nothing. So this could be a very interesting one as well, the CFNR trade. I'm not in it or anything, but definitely something to keep an eye on. It's been consolidating all day. It's had these very manipulated feels to it the whole time. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that there. Let's see. We also had UBX today, one of the bigger runners this morning. There we go. You know, gapping up from basically under $1 up to 204, then it just kind of faded away all day. Good one to keep on watch for next week if it doesn't just continue its dump. But right now it's holding up, you know, up 60%. Not the worst thing. The problem is I think you just have so many people bagged from here. So it would need to really gap up over the 175 area for us to see any continuation going into next week. Now that's my personal thoughts on it. Right now, I don't really see a lot of potential until it can get over that level. EMBK, a higher float stock. That's kind of been the theme that we've been seeing, right? We've seen this theme. Very nice consolidation going into close here. Like very, very nice. So we've got, you know, this nice trend right here breaking out of that. I'm not personally in it. Not really enough range for me. A little bit more crowded than I personally like. You know, it's traded 156 million shares today, which is good given the float count. Now let's get rid of some of these. That could be an interesting one going to next week as well. All of these runners right now are ones that I think are going to be decent watches going into next week. This was really sad. So the other week, or earlier this week, it was the 8th, I bought NEPT. And I liked the daily chart, but I ended up selling at literally yesterday just in the 140s. I cut because I was under the impression they were going into earnings, and I don't know if this is an earnings thing, but I had like a 122 average, or maybe no, it was like a 130 average, whatever it was. 5,500 shares, gaps up to 445. Now I wouldn't have been able to sell. I have E-Trade. I wouldn't have been able to sell until here at 230. So yeah, I mean, I would have locked. It could have been a gnarly, you know, $5,000 trade and everything, but it would have been a complete gamble, and you know we don't like to do that. Not a big fan of the gambling anymore. I like to try to keep it as calculated as possible, and then it just literally dumped into nothingness all day, and I hardly would have made any money had I sold at the open. So yeah, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but yeah, not any crazy action that, like I said, nothing that I've been like a huge fan of today. Just a little bit of a slower day, and that's just kind of, this week has felt a little bit slower than the past couple of weeks. We had a pretty crazy month of July going into August, and now I feel like it's starting to slow down a little bit, which, as it should. The market does work in cycles, so let it do its thing, and we'll get another hot run at some point, I'm sure. And it's not to say there's no action. There's still great opportunity. It's just the fact that there's not those 400% or 500% runners that we were seeing a couple of weeks ago. So take that into consideration when you're trading. Don't oversize. Don't take bigger losses than are needed. This is the time to really just focus and work on that risk management. And there's still good opportunities. Just know, like for me, for example, the LRMR, knowing that the market is a bit slower, I very realistically should not have been. I shouldn't have been holding for like a $5 push. That was just kind of stupid of me. I should have taken profits into strength. Good lesson going into next week and the foreseeable future until we get that next shift, which could be another week, it could be another month, it could be who knows how long. But I am excited going into fall here. I think we got some great potential setting up right now. We still have a lot of stocks that are waiting to bounce and everything. So keep that all in consideration. Even though the market is slowing down from where it was the past month or so, there's still plenty of opportunities. This is just a really important time to manage your risk, not oversize, and don't get too cocky, guys. So that's all I've got for today. Let me know down in the comments if you can solve a Rubik's Cube faster than me. Hit the like button, of course, because we all love Trader Bryce. If there was a love button, we would use that one. I know you guys would, but alas, there is no love button. So, and also make sure you subscribe. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, recapping the hottest stocks of the day and kind of my take on the market. And obviously my take doesn't really mean anything, but hopefully it means a little bit to you. You're learning a little bit here. And make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss my uploads on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'd also just like to shout out all of you guys who are always showing the love and support. Appreciate it a lot. And the last thing I'm going to end on is I saw comments on the last video like, Bryce, you got to chill with the caffeine. I haven't drank caffeine in 2 weeks, guys. Nothing. It's been awesome. I'm feeling on top of the world. On top of the world. And it's been awesome. So anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I think my camera's cutting me off, so I'm just going to go right here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Take it easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for being a part of the StocksToTrade family. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, but our goal by the end of this year is to get 150,000 new family members a part of our channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on your post notifications. We cannot do this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.